At the center of our Christmas celebration is the mystery of the Incarnation, the coming of God into the world in human flesh. In our secular observance, most of our Christmas celebrations happen before Christmas Day. But in our Christian observance, that's Advent, a period of waiting. Christmas itself commences with Christmas Day, then spans a 12-day celebration, concluding with the Epiphany, the celebration of the coming of the Magi and the manifestation of the Messiah to the Gentiles. This all begs a very important question. Why did Jesus appear in the first place? There are lots of ways to answer this question. Right now I'm choosing to answer it by using Jesus in his own words to answer the question. Hello, I'm Stuart Baskin, pastor of First Presbyterian Church of Tyler, Texas. And this is your daily devotional for Wednesday, December 31st, 2025. So far, we have heard from Jesus in the Gospels of Mark and Luke, where we found that he came to proclaim the message of the coming of God, which brings with it a great reversal of the ordering of the world from one that favors the wealthy and powerful to one in which equality will prevail. If Mark's account was like a pen and ink sketch, Luke's account began to add some color to the picture. Today I want to look at a passage from the Gospel of John to add some additional color to our picture of the reasons why Jesus came among us. Unlike the Gospel of Mark, which tells many stories with few words, the Gospel of John tells lengthy stories. To lift out one brief passage from this Gospel without telling the larger story is risky. We can lose the real meaning of the passage. On the other hand, reading the entire story takes time. So let me read the brief portion of a larger story, then set it in context. John tells us, "So again, Jesus said to them, 'Very truly I tell you, I am the gate for the sheep. All who came before me are thieves and bandits, but the sheep did not listen to them. I am the gate. Whoever enters by me will be saved, and will come in and go out and find pasture. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly.'" This passage is a portion of a section in which Jesus declares that he is the Good Shepherd. It's a well-loved passage, but even this portion is part of an even larger story. The story is this. One Sabbath day, Jesus encounters a man blind from birth. After healing his blindness, he and the disciples move on. When the Pharisees hear of it, they come to question the man, or really to interrogate the man. They keep trying to get the man to admit that Jesus is a sinner. When he refuses to cooperate with the Pharisees, they drive him out, presumably excommunicating him from the synagogue. At this point, Jesus hears about the conflict and returns and reveals himself as the Son of Man, and the formerly blind man worships him. But now the Pharisees return, and it's game on. Jesus declares that those who receive him are those who truly see, while those who reject him are blind to the truth. When the Pharisees confront him, Jesus launches into an extended discourse about the difference between the good shepherd and the false shepherds. That's where today's passage fits in. Jesus is speaking to the Pharisees, and his words to them are a pointed attack on their misuse of their religious authority. They use the very people they're supposed to serve and protect to secure their own status and power. By contrast, says Jesus, he has come to protect the sheep, the faithful ones trying their best to live lives of quiet fidelity to God. To such as these, Jesus comes in order to give them, as he says, life abundant. Which begs the question, what does it mean to have life abundant? It's an interesting thing. Abundance refers to a measure of volume. Surely Jesus isn't talking about extending the length of our physical lives. No, he's talking about a kind of life, a quality of life. Let me explain it this way. I often wonder about people who live lives devoted to crime. What must such a life be like? the best I can tell, it's not a very satisfying life. And why? Because it's not the kind of life we were created for. It is radically self-centered. By contrast, the life Jesus offers is one that is lived in proper relation to God and to one another. The deal is, we're all trying to live the best, most satisfying lives we can, but many of us look to the wrong sources for satisfaction. We often think an abundance of things will satisfy. And if we don't have quite enough, perhaps a little more will bring us the satisfaction we're looking for, only to find that there is always something more we want, with the result that we are always dissatisfied, always looking for more, always empty. What Jesus offers us is life lived in right relationship to God, to others, to ourselves, and even right relationship to the stuff we have. Abundant life is life in which we can abide in peace, knowing that we have everything we need, a God who cares for us, people who love us, and all the material things that we really need. If we can ever get to the point of realizing that in Christ we have everything our hearts truly desire, we can experience abundance of life here and now. That's a pretty good promise, if only we will claim it. And now may God continue to bless you and keep you in all that you do this day and all the days ahead.